springboard for a jump halfway across the country to the westerly cities of Izmir and Ephesus on the Aegean. Antalya in the south on the Mediterranean is our final major city to visit before heading back to spend our final 2.5 days in Istanbul. Betwixt and between, we have traveled through dozens of smaller cities, all meriting stops if only there were enough time. We have seen the original school of the Berlin dervishes, explored the underground cities literally carved out of rock, visited the Guru churches, some 3,000 monasteries and places of worship carved into the mountainsides, and then lavishly adorned with painted Christian icons, most of which Jesus Christ. We stopped off to visit the Pool of Abraham, the Cave of Job, the final earthly home of the Virgin Mary. We pretended to be Roman gladiators in a 25,000-seat amphitheater, checked out the Celsus Library that once boasted 10,000 volumes, stood on the front steps of Emperor Hadrian's vacation home. Hagia Sophia whispered his knowledge to us in hushed tones. We breathed the coolness of the Blue Mosque, the second largest mosque in Turkey. It was magnificent. We were graced with an audience with the Imam there, who recently hosted Pope Benedict. He invited us to tea. We floated calmly down the Mediterranean in a 50-foot excursion boat. They let me take the wheel. And pretended to race camels across desert caravans, and actually was only a small field. We went inside anthill houses, so named because of their shape, where we dressed up as sultans and princesses and stood in awe of the reputed first known university in the world, with its once tall 225-foot astronomy tower. We even sat upon the ancient public toilets. Yes, we sat there, dating back nearly 2,000 years. And that only describes about half of our sightseeing. Shopping has been a dream. I have yet to meet a Turkish trader who couldn't write several volumes on the art of the deal. Practically everywhere you go, someone is at hand to offer you a super deal. Only price for you, because I love Americans. We found pottery with styles and techniques dating back to the Hittites, mentioned in the Old Testament, near Cappadocia. The sign work is the best. Carpets may be purchased everywhere in Turkey. It just depends on what you like. We discovered silk carpets along with fine copper work in Ufa, and later silken wool, including cotton combinations in Antalya. Antalya was a good place for jewelry, and soft as a baby's bottom leather. Scarves are also in plentiful supply all over the country. With all these and the plethora of other items available, one should remember that the price is rarely the price. Negotiation is part of the deal. In fact, it is expected. And people will look at you strangely and probably think you're retarded if you don't get into some sort of horse trading. You sip tea or Turkish coffee, talk about family, the economy, whatever, and eventually, after some play acting on both sides, strike a deal. Or not. God, I love this country. 11 Americans were invited by the Institute of Interfaith Dialog, a faith-based civic and social movement dedicated to world peace, dialogue, and reconciliation amongst civilizations. We are being accompanied by 4 Turks, all living in the United States, who are working on or have earned their graduate degrees there. 2 men and 2 women, each is bright, energetic, and committed to trying to make the world a better place. All are practicing Muslims, 2 in Starkville, 2 in Jackson. The Americans are also from Starkville and Metro Jackson. They include upper-level college professors and staff in geography, geology, political science, aerospace engineering, math, and educational psychology at Mississippi State University. And 6 of those folks are here tonight. Doctors John and Joan Milroy, Doctors David and Linda Morris, Dr. David and Darlene Rowe are all here with us today, and I had a wonderful time with these people. We also were accompanied by a young priest from Starkville, a female Baptist minister from Clinton, an insurance broker, a dentist, and yours truly, all hail from the metro area. Everyone ascribes to the Christian faith, save the dentist who is Jewish. Each brings a different skill, personality, and perspective to the experience. It is a good group, we Muslims, Christians, and Jews, held together by at least one commonality, a deep and abiding faith in the capacity of the human spirit. The IID and its sister groups have been influenced by the teachings and movement of the world-renowned philosopher Fethullah Gulen, who has been honored by many world organizations for his vision and his leadership. Supporters of the Gulen movement are not fundamentalists, quite the contrary. They are some of the most enlightened people I've ever encountered. They're the modern-day version of the original Peace Corps. The movement places a major emphasis on providing educational opportunities complete with international standards to as many students as possible, and the result has been the creation of state-of-the-art schools in more than 120 countries. The focus in these schools, which span kindergarten through university and some graduate school, is on math, science, and English, a healthy respect for human rights, and high moral standards. The only religion that is taught is a course in comparative religions, the same course I took as a junior in college. Are all the major religious groups involved with this movement? Yes, but there's a preponderance of involvement by Muslims among its supporters, although Muslim mosques are not directly involved. The Gulen movement is supported entirely by private individuals from around the world, men and women who believe in the need for world peace, education, and dialogue. We visited many of the schools, hospitals, and media outlets that have been inspired by Mr. Gulen and which are supported by these business people, not superficially, but in a sacrificial manner, a lesson we in the United States should take heart. They give until it hurts and until it helps. We were invited into these supporters' homes, and guess what? There was not a religious zealot among them. On top of that, they gave new meaning to the term Southern hospitality. Not surprisingly, all the people we visited were Muslims. After all, Turkey is 99% Muslim. Ironically, experiencing this interaction put a new face on Islam for me. When you put your feet under another man's tent, you can feel who they really are deep inside. The message I got is so different from the one our media spends a good deal of time promoting about Islam. And the message is what Dr. Gulen might call putting a good face on Islam. I call it putting a real face on Islam. And it is truly a face worth seeing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator Warren, for your insights and your stories about our most important journey there. I just have to share one thing about Senator Warren that shows what a small world we have. I don't know if you remember this. We were in Antalya, which is in the Mediterranean, and we hear this, "Hey, John!" We turn around, someone who knows Senator Warren from Texas, finding him in Antalya. Thank you so much